meant to get that. Shit, I need some more. I might go out tomorrow and buy some more shit. If I get more 357s, we shooting at 357. Granddaddy, what's up? You gotta have a strong grip for that 357, baby.
No, got a lot of kick.
Oh, yes. What's up? What's up? What's up? Who's on the stream today? We're gonna continue the conversation over these parts. Let me know you in the building for all the stylers and profilers.
Let me go inside.
All right. The show's on. I got you.
Now, you tell me who.
I don't know. All right, what's up, fellas? I'll put this link in the chat. We're gonna talk about some styling and profiling. No need to play music. Shit. What's up? Thank you, thank you, thank you. The entire family thanks all of you from Facebook, Instagram, um, YouTube, TikTok. We all thank you for your support during this hard time. Hard time. We all thank you for your support there, boss. See, we're gonna talk about this style and profile, man. You gotta imagine. What's up, Philip? Assalamu alaikum. Speaking of which, look at all the dudes from the NOI. When you look at the dudes from the NOI, speaking of style, does their style command respect and dignity? Come on now. Come on
Come
now.
on now.
That's the
That's the. What's up, sir?
we get some feedback. Go out and come back in. Yep, NOI. Nation of Islam. Does the NOI, when they wear their suits and their uniforms, do they look like they command respect and dignity? There's the link to continue the conversation that's going across the nation. Ooh. I keep telling people this. I said, when you look at military, even in your BDUs, especially when I went and you're in your BDUs and your BDUs are starched, come on now. Does that command respect? Woo! My man, Encrypted Wolf on the building. Who else joining this panel? Yeah, alaikum salam. Think about it. Them brothers be styling and profiling the fruit of Islam, man. Let's see if you got the feedback encrypted. Hopefully everything's solved now.
Oh yeah, everything cool, man. That's just my air conditioning in the background that you was hearing. So
Oh,
I'll stay muted, until I got something to say.
yeah, but think about that. You look at the NOI. Them brothers be sharp, don't they?
Every time.
It commands respect. And see, the problem is that a lot of brothers don't understand this one fact of the matter. When you go out there looking respectful, a chick is gonna downgrade you because she knows that she's not gonna fit what you about. And I think it takes a lot for a lot of brothers to admit. Excuse me while I pull up this VSOP. Everybody, put your favorite glass in the chat. Put your favorite glass of liquor in the chat for Granddaddy. 92 years of greatness, baby. Guess where my granddaddy's buried? Take a guess. Take a guess. Take a guess, Wolf. He dropped off. Coming back. He coming back. Anybody can join the chat.
Yeah, it's
Guess what
Arlington.
my granddaddy? Guess what my granddaddy was buried?
My guess is Arlington.
No, no, no. We're in Windsor, North Carolina. That's why I'm speaking to you now. Hometown
Oh,
of my ancestors.
that's what's up.
He's buried on a 300-acre farm that he grew up on, next to his mother, next to his father, next to his brothers, and his sister.
That's a blessing, man.
Think about it. My son asked this question: wow, who owns all this land? We do. We can't sell it to nobody outside the family. Everybody in our big ass family is guaranteed anywhere from 2 to 5 acres. And you see several houses built on it right now with the farm. I could literally take my 300 blackout right now that's in my granddaddy's house that his wife living in, where we stand now. And I could go to the family farm, which is right around the corner, about 5 minutes away, maybe 10 at the most. Probably five now because there are no cars on the fucking road. Shoot, my 300 blackout and not have to worry about hitting another human being.
Nice.
That's how big the land is. That's how big the land is. The killer shots. Everybody, put your favorite drink in it. This is what I need everybody to do. Put your favorite drink in the chat. Salute Roosevelt Bazemore, 92 years of greatness. We sent him off the right way. And it's kind of funny. His wife gave me his double barrel shotgun and his pride and joy, that 8 shot 357 Magnum, and
Nice.
a whole bunch of 357 rounds too. So we might go to the farm tomorrow, go out to the backwoods and test that motherfucker out. Oh man, that shit felt so good. Put a drink in the chat with a woo in it for granddaddy.
Done.
But go in the chat, put your favorite drink in there. Put your favorite drink in there, man. Think about it. You raised, put a black fist and a drink in that goddamn chat, man. Shit. You talk about a man who lived to see his great grandchildren.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Eighth grade
Really don't.
education. Eighth grade education, being a master mechanic.
Doesn't get any better than that either. Well, I had my drink allotment. I had some Truly for him in his honor.
Nice.
That's Truly. Um, what did my daughter leave here? Black cherry hard seltzer.
I tell you, I don't give a damn if it's dirty milk or root beer. Guess what? Put that drink in the chat for granddaddy. 92 years of greatness. Put that drink in there for him. Put a black fist with a drink next to it. They don't make brothers like that anymore. Put your favorite drink. If you got to type it or you got to put the emoji in it, put it in there. And you talk about a man who, my son got to talk to his great grandfather and interact with him multiple occasions. That's a blessing, man.
You don't see that a lot anymore.
On a side note, there's one chick I was talking to for a minute, try to hit me up with, but you don't understand. I'm a single parent who's got to pay bills, and I got to work. And I looked at her and I said, what the fuck do you think I've been doing all this time? That shit don't work on me.
Man,
That's like
my next 4 words are been there and done that in the process of trying to raise a daughter until she died. Try
I said.
again.
I said, don't try to put that shit on me. Don't try to guilt trip me. That shit don't work on me. It's like bullets against Superman. They bounce off. Bitch,
Hmm.
come harder than that.
Which
That,
she
uh,
won't,
li-
'cause that was her best play.
that was her. That was her halfback
That was
halfback
her
dive.
that was her halfback dive, and she got stuffed by Tony Siragusa.
Ray Lewis coming up the middle. Bow. Fourth and fourth and two. He coming up the middle screaming.
That was
Bitch, man.
that was her
Everybody put
halfback. I got one for you, Dr. Charles. And using my team as a reference, that was her halfback dive. And Matt Millen from '89 came up the middle and stuffed her like a grape.
gonna try to man, we stylers and profilers over here. So you gotta understand. When you
Hmm.
wear that suit, when you wear your street clothes, you got to come out there with a purpose. Like, baby, you're not interviewing me. I'm interviewing you.
Exactly.
That's why I tell brothers, get your curls on. If you ain't got any weights, I'm gonna tell you a cheat code. Get some resistance bands, push
And
ups, sit ups.
I have one here, and I'm getting back to it. I've been, you know how you said, Charles, for a while that you wallowed in something that you went through. That was me the last few months, and I gotta say it out loud. But I'm getting back on this resistance. I'm getting back on a better diet, and it took this recent trip for my wife and I together to say it aloud. So, granddaddy, and to my granddaddy and my daddy, we're back on it.
Oh, trust me, your boy getting. Well, my man, Chris from what's that fucking YouTube channel? Chris Jones.
Hmm.
We getting hoe ready this summer. Pump
Hey, Charles,
chasers. Getting hoe ready. Mm-hmm.
there's a picture I'm gonna share with you of my trip from Indianapolis. Oh, doggone it, I can't do it. There was a picture I wanted to put in the back, but it has to be in video form. You want to talk about a brother styling and profiling after beating cancer? There's a picture I need to send to you of me at
Mm.
Market Square at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis,
I gotta show you
covering
this
the Pacers
picture.
and the Spurs.
I gotta show you this picture, man. A peanut next to my granddaddy's casket. It's one of the most beautiful things I saw today. Uh,
Let's see it.
it's oh man, I'm gonna put that shit in my community tab, my Instagram, and Facebook. It was such a beautiful ceremony. I was gonna be one of his pallbearers, but his wife asked me to stick with her the whole time to help her go through it, and her family thanked me for helping her mourn through it. I talked to her the whole time. I said, I know you're gonna cry. I know tears are gonna fall down your face and hit his. But what you're gonna do, you're gonna kiss that man on his forehead. You're gonna rub his stomach like you always did. And you're gonna give him that one big last smile that he's gonna go to heaven remembering forever and a day.
Oh, and that ain't gonna be the last smile. That's
Mm-mm,
not gonna be the last smile she leaves for him.
mm-mm.
She's gonna leave a whole bunch of them.
I said now he may not be with you in the physical, but he's always gonna be with you in spirit.
Always, always.
You talk about a man nobody saw sick. He went to the hospital, got sick, and he went on to be whatever God he served. God was like, "Come on home, buddy. You did enough work."
Hmm.
Talk about a stylish man. Had his favorite pinstripe navy blue suit. Styling.
There are 4 pictures I'm about to send to you, Charles, via your email, and it ranges from me in 2019, even with all the extra weight when I was at Indiana State, to the pictures I took last year in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium, to the one where I was on duty in Indianapolis, Indiana. The only thing I don't like is that my wife couldn't accompany me because she had to work.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, man. See, it's like the last chat from BGS's, man. When you got the uniform,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to dress for the job you want. Why do you
And
think? Why do you think they put you in BDUs when
mm-hmm.
you're in basic training? Why do you think they put you in the police shirt with the khakis in the police academy?
Yep.
I'm up here on a quiet night in Windsor, North Carolina. Took my son out. We had to go to 4 different counties to pick up. And God, I didn't know liquor and cigars were so cheap in North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
I went to the gun store, pick up some damn ammo, pick up a whole bunch of magazines.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't buy 30-round magazines in Maryland. But
You
guess where
can.
I can buy them?
North Carolina.
North motherfucking Carolina.
North Kakalaki. And you know
Come
what's
on,
crazy?
intellect your ass up here, intellect.
You know what's crazy, Charles? As much as my wife and I have talked about moving west, she said something to me over the weekend when she looked me in the eye and said, North Carolina's our home. We both know that. So I'm willing to bet you within 3 years we'll be back home in North Carolina. And the first person I'm flying his ass down there is you. Hell, I'll have a space for you and Peanut.
I don't mind it.
And
Shoot,
that is a promise.
we'll go down to the family farm. Go show you where they put my granddaddy with his next to his mother, next to his brothers, next to his sister. Only 3 of them left now. 3 of them left.
We are looking at getting some land. I told my wife, and we couldn't decide where we wanted to go going west. I'm dreaming so big. I told my honey, look, if we can't decide between California and Arizona, let's get land spots in both places. Rent both those bitches out.
Hmm.
But our home, and I feel it, is North Carolina.
Don't be surprised if when Peanut graduate, I might relocate.
What's
Surprise.
good?
I'm
What's
counting on
good?
What's
that.
up, Ariel?
What's up,
What's up,
AL?
Ariel?
My condolences, fam. I heard you, bro. You
The
sent him home good. You sent him home good. He lived a good
only way,
life, and it was on
yeah,
his term. And can't nobody say no different. But now, decision he made, because whatever decision he made on his walk was the decision he made on his walk. No one can judge him but him and his Lord. But I'm
man.
just
You talk about a man who done it his way, like
Frank
fucking old Blue
Sinatra.
Eyes used to say. I did it my way. And
Yep.
it's crazy, right? And I have to say this because I said I wasn't gonna mention this dumb motherfucker's name, but you already know the dumb motherfucker I'm talking about.
Just call him he who shall not be fucking named. We remember we don't waste our time on bullshit.
We don't waste
No,
our time nor our breath
Put him
on
in
them.
them categories as in she who shall not be named and he who shall not be named. Put motherfuckers in categories like that. You don't even have to
uh,
think about it.
oh, we know there's a certain dumb motherfucker. And shout out to my man Kev because he's brutally honest and habitually line step and got nothing but love for Kev. But everybody knows the dumb motherfucker I'm referring to. And
Hmm.
when he tried to go out of his way and say, "I don't even like you. I don't have to say condolences," you don't.
You
I
sure,
don't need
dog.
him.
Sure
I
don't.
don't need him. I don't need him. I don't
Didn't
Because
ask
possess
those,
me.
him.
those are false condolences, and you don't need that.
Mm-mm.
Not with everything you've
What
been
the
through.
motherfucker failed to realize, because I was there. Motherfucker, he never asked you for condolences. He told you what he was going through, whether you heard it or not. It was up to you as a rational human being with common sense and an ounce of compassion to take notice that somebody's grieving and going through something. That's the common sense thing to do. But no, not
Hmm.
that stupid some of them a bitch.
I
Once
love it.
again, not that stupid some of them a bitch. He lacks for reason, thought, and process, but feels like he's another one of those guys. I'm the smartest guy in the room. And if you're not on equivalent of me in my mind, I just go walk around with my nose stuck up in the air, putting you down like I put everybody else there. That's cool. You're entitled to do shit like that. But
But I'm like,
That
He's
weeds you.
entitled. He's entitled to do all that, but I'm entitled to tell you, fuck you.
Yeah,
And
show
your
you.
ticket too. Let
And you
me
heard
let me
what I
put a
said
little
to him.
let me
And
put a
you
Yeah.
little
heard what I
George
said.
Carlin. Hey,
You heard. Y'all probably never heard me be that raw
Oh,
in a
as long as
while.
I've known you, I have. When it comes
I,
to family, I have.
I
Because
said, fuck.
that first chat that we had together, Charles, and the one you had and the rant you had the other night, that's as raw as I've heard you. So
And
I'm there.
even when I had that rant, when I said these dumb bitches worried about being safe with bears, bitch, do you know how close to your son's being fucking drafted?
Mm-hmm.
That shit's about to calm down the pipe. You ain't gonna have
It's
too
here.
much more before it.
Man,
'Cause
it's here. It's
we
here.
got
That's all
these
I can say.
finals that are other people's business, and people just want to keep poking us like we ain't shit. So it is what it is at this point. Make ask for it. Ask for it.
That's why I said, I don't give a fuck. Guess what? You know, we don't fuck the haters. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta spoil this home going. You ain't gonna spoil this shit. That's why I told when I had that live stream and I had it for that 45-minute live stream, you could hear me at the voice I'm at now. There was no anger. It was just nothing but logic. And I said, you think I'm worried about this YouTube bullshit? Nigga, we on the cusp of World War III. And you think I'm worried about bullshit. I'm on bullshit. I
Mm-hmm.
said, you better pray to God that a motherfuckers like me is commanding your nephews, your little brothers, your sons, your stepsons, your youngest brothers. You better hope a motherfucker like me got their best interests. Because you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna get some loudmouth. I think I'm the smartest motherfucker in the room type of
Mhm.
individual.
With no
Who's gonna
social skills, no understanding of how to read the fucking room, aka call common fucking sense. But I
Mhm.
digress.
If common
Continue.
You're gonna
AAL,
pray.
if common sense were common, they'd be as smooth as the dream shake.
Hey,
If common sense was common, that common sense is so rare it's classified as a goddamn superpower. You're gonna pray that if certain people get fucking what's up, New R? You free to join if you like to. You better pray that a motherfucker like me says, you know what? If those young men going, put me in as their commanding officer. Give me a battlefield commission. I will lead the motherfuckers to victory. See, a lot of motherfuckers don't realize this shit, right? My
Mm-hmm.
son asked me when he was real small, what's the difference between the good guys and the bad guys? And I'm going to tell you what's the difference. The bad guys use human shields, the good guys are the human shields.
Yeah.
You
Oh
better
yeah.
pray that a motherfucking hard charging motherfucker like me, one leg, two legs, three legs. Oh, and she knows I got three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Better hope that a motherfucker like me is commanding them, or I got a motherfucker like Noir commanding them and saving their fucking lives. Because we're talking about style, how to get to the next level, not just with women, but with work,
Right.
with employment, with occupations.
You
Guess
know
what?
what, Charles? If you lead them and you bring them out, you send them to my ass because I got a broadcast class, a sportscasting class ready for them.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And I offer that to anybody that wants to learn about either old school media or new media.
Yep.
I'm starting my play-by-play academy in January.
Call it out because
That's
you.
how I'm gonna. I will put everything together right now. I'm gonna work the rest of the year to put it together. All the flyers go out Thanksgiving, uh, week before the divisional playoffs. It launches, and if you want that first assignment or your first chance at an assignment being the division playoff, you better have a drive. You better be ready, and you're gonna have to cough up some money to do it because I've done free for 28 years. No more.
Free no more. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Ask a guy like A.L. Evans if I'm not a real dude. Ask a guy like Snowman if I'm not a real dude. Ask Wolf. Ask Noir that all the shit I told you was some made up bullshit. Because guess what? Men like these men on the panel, men like these men in the chat, they smell phony.
From a mile out. From
I
a
can't
hundred
be
miles out.
phony.
What the hell am I talking
I can't even be phony with I can't even fake it to make it. That's how bad I am at it.
about? Same here.
It's amazing.
Exactly.
I took my son because he was on his computer. We're gonna ride out in Granddaddy's car. Man, I took him to 4 to 5 different counties. One county got some liquor. Another county got a whole shitload of ammo and magazines because I can't get the shit in Maryland. Man, I went to another county to get some cigars. We went to another county just to ride out, doing 90 miles per hour. Because in North Carolina, they don't have speed limits, they have speed suggestions.
Yep. Yep. And every
This is true.
2 days, me and Jody used to take the ride from Henderson to Durham, to take care of some business, donating plasma and such. And boy, that the speed limit may say 70, but they won't be behind you if you go over it.
It will pass the fuck out of you. It feels good. Imagine that same picture. I'm gonna put the picture. Imagine that young man sat in my mother's kitchen next to his great grandfather, and I took a beautiful picture with him next to his great grandfather's casket. Powder blue casket. The way he said he picked it out. Beautiful.
Hark the sound of Tar Heel voices ringing here and true.
Boy, he looked like the Tar Heels on that motherfucker. North
That's why I
Carolina
brought up
through and through.
that's why I brought up the song. Hark the sound of Tar Heel voices ringing here and true. Singing Carolina's praises, dear old NCU. Hail to the
Mhm.
brightest star of all. See its radiance shine.
And then
Carolina's rising trend. Receive all praises thine.
mhm,
And yes,
having a
that's
good
an alma mater I taught myself.
having a good old conversation with my uncle and my mother, making sure they okay
Mm-hmm.
because that was their father, and we having good real man ass conversations. My mother took my grandfather's wife out to have some air. She got some good food in her stomach. Took a shower when she went to sleep because she was so exhausted. She loved that man, and that man loved her.
Good.
See, family takes care of family.
Done.
Okay, family takes care of family.
Always. Always.
God may give you family, but thank God you pick your friends and family. Mm. And I tell people when you style, just like we said off of BGS's platform, it's not just what you wear, it's what you desire, it's what you perform, it's what you portray. I'm out here on my granddaddy's porch right now smoking a cigar with some goddamn good priced fucking Remy Martin VSOP with a hint of Pepsi.
And that hint
Yeah,
better be and that hint better be a small one.
I drop a Pepsi in it, huh?
That better be I'm gonna say that hint of Pepsi better be a small one.
That'll be a small one. Guess what? Your boy, my grandfather would be so proud. Me driving 5.5 hours from Baltimore to Windsor. Gee. Usually I let my mother drive a little bit, but I was like, man, if you don't take your ass to sleep, let me continue
Oh
going
yeah.
80 miles.
This
I
this
didn't even take
picture
I didn't even take 95 south. I took the back roads.
good. This picture, Charles, incredible. That's the only word I have for it.
When I put that picture up with my son next to that casket, mm, I don't care how tough you are. There's a couple of you dudes gonna drop a tear, man.
Call me one of them.
He was so proud. He was so tickled by that young man when he was able to walk and talk a little bit, about 2, 3 years old. And he looked at my grandfather and said, "Who are you?" "Well, I'm your daddy's granddaddy. That makes me your great grandfather." He's like, "Cool. But how great are you?" And he started laughing, chuckling. And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good, pretty great." My uncle told me, he said, when I was the fastest guy in my school, playing football, playing tennis, I was so fast, nobody could beat me in a race. He said my father was about 40, 45 years old, beat me in a race. He said he ran backwards at 40 and smoked me running backwards. He
Shit,
said if my,
sounds like my dad.
he said if that man would have made it to the NFL, he would have been a Hall of Famer.
That sounds like my dad.
He was one of the best wrestlers in North Carolina. When he heard me wrestling and he heard how nasty I was, he was like, "Yeah, Charles, it ain't gonna be easy for them boys to get you, huh?" Shoot, I said no. They bow down to their master.
Did you get the pictures I sent you, Charles?
Oh yeah, I gotta go on my I'm gonna check them out in a few. Gotta go up in my whatchamacallit on my phone. So don't worry, I'm gonna
Yeah,
definitely check them out, man. Come
because
on,
there
you all.
were
Come on, Wolf. Come on, Angry Black Man. Talk your shit. We celebrating 92 years of greatness and styling and profile. Where the fuck do you think I got my style from? I got
Oh
my
yeah, for
style
sure.
from my
from
father.
him.
I got my style from my wrestling coach and definitely my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here eating real quick, man. I'm still here. Trust and believe. I will.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's up, Angry Black Man?
Hey, BM, what's up, man?
Man.
You know
He
what?
dropped out. He coming back up.
Yeah. You know what the most wonderful thing is, Charles, to just hear you celebrate it, to just hear you in your natural habitat, man.
I'm home. I'm where my ancestors are. Hmm. How does it feel to be on your ancestral land? Think about it. I want to paint this picture to you.
Please do.
How does it feel to be on your ancestral land and to know you own it?
Isn't that a great thing?
You know what my cousin told me, my older cousin, second cousin? My son asked, "Who owns all this land?" You know where everybody turned around and told him?
You
We
do.
did.
We
Hmm.
do.
I don't know that feeling. My family was jerked out of land twice.
Mm-mm. I'm going to tell you what happened. One of the biggest stories. My grandfather, his sisters and brothers, his mother and father, they were trigger pulled. When the Klan tried to take their land, they were young kids putting bodies in the ground, okay? They were more about it way before Master P existed.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta adore that.
Yeah.
Man, go ahead. I'm
Somebody
Well,
on
sorry.
my grandmother's side.
oh yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm just working on it, man. At this point, I'm the one that's gonna have to create that story. So that way, my family can answer that question when it's my time to go. So I'm
Right.
gonna
Hmm.
have to be the one to build it. I'm gonna have to be the foundation, basically. I understand that. So it is what it is.
It is what
But
it is. You just got to build it. I'm going to
yeah,
tell you
working. Oh, go ahead.
how much pride people look at him and they be like, talk about the Cadillacs with him and his brother who got the best shine. And my uncle was telling me stories. They would go down in the woods on the farm, and he said I had this little this 380, and my grandfather had his 8 shot. That I got to put the picture out there that his wife actually, passed down to me. My uncle said, "No, that's yours, kid. I don't even want it. That's yours." It's a double barrel shotgun, and it's 8 shot 357 Magnum.
Love it.
And he got it, and he left all this fucking ammo. Oh, I might fuck around and make that a sawed-off shotgun. Oh, I don't know. I might just keep it the original form. Who knows?
Hey, do it. Do what needs to be done, man. Just
Oh,
go with your feeling.
and you know what's
Go
so
with
so
your
precious?
feeling.
You know what's so precious that his wife said? He said that he said this 357 was his baby.
Mm,
He told her every night, and he had this under his pillow. He said, "You know what? This is to protect you, baby." He said, "I never felt so protected by a man in my life." Mm. What did George? What did General George S. Patton say? It is disrespectful to mourn such men. We should all thank God that such men existed
mm-hmm.
and lived.
And lived.
Mm. It just puts a happiness. You don't know how many people were trying to hate on me during this week. But you know what I got to say about my subscribers, my friends, my family, both biological and not, supported me so fucking feared that the haters don't even matter. I don't need your condolences because guess what? I got the condolences of people who fucking mattered.
Glad to be
I don't
here.
You
beg.
goddamn right.
I don't.
And that ain't
I
gonna
don't beg.
change.
I don't beg for nobody's respect. You will never see me beg for no nigga, no bitch, no dog, no cat, no angel coming out the skies respect because people who really respect you automatically give it towards you. And you do the same in reciprocity.
Man, you know we'll do it for you in a heartbeat. The ones that are true to you stay that way because you're true to us. And that
And,
is final.
and you know what the beautiful thing is? You know what the beautiful thing is? That people called, people emailed, people messaged. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, I found out that one of my subscribers was actually related to me because when I mentioned the
Wow.
name of who passed, and they were like, "Man, you know we related, right? That's my mom's cousin." I was like, "Get the fuck out of town."
Isn't that incredible?
I even had a conversation with New driving down here, sending his condolences and support. Had so much love, given. I can't worry about one dumb motherfucker when I got so much love and praise through people.
Well, you know you
And
got the condolences from me and Jody while we were on our way to Joplin, Missouri. We made
mhm.
sure we sent you that.
You know what when everybody sent their cash apps, you know where those cash apps went? To the gas money and buying peanut that slick ass fucking black and gray
Isn't that great?
funeral clothing. Y'all gonna see where the money see y'all gonna see where the money goes.
I got that same question when
That money also bought food for the whole household at my father's fucking house for his wife. You want to talk about an honorable woman? Mm.
you know,
Have you ever? I'm gonna give you the floor, but I gotta explain this, right?
go for it.
Have you ever seen a woman? Oh, oh. In the words of Ric Flair when he won the '92 Royal Rumble, with a tear dropping down my eye. She loved this man so much. You know what she did at the wake yesterday?
I
Woo!
love it.
Y'all want me to tell you what she did?
Go for it, man.
Deep, no, y'all got to give me a woo. Everybody in the chat, give me a woo. Give me a woo. Do you want me to tell you what she did? This is how
Woo!
you know
Go
you.
with
This is
it.
how you know you love the man. She told the funeral director, "Give me a comb because he likes his hair combed back like this." He combed his hair while he was in the casket. Mm.
Amen.
Amen. Amen to that.
Don't you want love this man's dirty socks and drawers and washed them, but no problem. Kissed him. fixed up his tie, took the lint brush and brushed off his favorite suit. God, that's how I want to. I don't care if I'm a multimillionaire. Go out with somebody who loves you that much. They know how. They know how you inside and fucking out.
I'm definitely gonna have that.
How many motherfuckers know when you and your casket at the wake, the lady who's supposed to love you is combing your hair, fixing your tie. You know what I did? I took one of my favorite white gold bracelets and put it on my granddaddy's wrist when they closed it right before they closed the casket. Mm. You can always have a you can always be with me, but guess what? I'm always gonna have a peace with you.
Mm-hmm.
There was no fucking way I wasn't gonna put that bracelet not on him and not bury him. And you think I'm gonna let a dumbass who don't matter fuck up my joy? Mm.
Nope. Nope.
Mm.
Not a chance in hell.
She combed his hair, kissed him on the forehead, kissed him on the lips.
That's as smooth as Lamar. I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to describe how smooth that is. But I will give it my. I will give it my best shot. That's as
I'm
smooth
trying.
as over the middle from Lamar to Mark Andrews.
I'm trying not to cry myself when I saw that shit. Even my uncle said when she cried, it broke my heart. My mother had to take her out today. Let her clear her head. She's asleep now. I'm on the porch.
Good.
Oh my God, she kissed that man. She like, that's my road dog. When you see me, you saw him. When you saw him, you saw me.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I love that man, and that man loved me. And you know what my mother and my uncle told her? Thank you for making them happy. Mm.
Yeah, man.
So,
This day and age, man, it's hard to come by. I tell you what.
but we don't talk about good women, do we? In this space, do we?
Mm.
I'm married.
We
Hey,
don't talk about good women, do we? Hey, embrace villainy. We don't talk about the good women, do we?
We don't talk bad about them. That's for sure.
sure
Mm.
don't. I don't.
God
Look,
damn, I had to hold back the tears because I had to be strong for everybody else. When I saw her comb his hair,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a pallbearer and carry his casket. But she asked me, can you stay with me? She's like, I need your strength to hold me.
He told you
Just
to
like
stay there.
she told me to stay with her.
mhm.
She did, but he told you. He's like, no, I'm
No,
fine. You stay there.
he says no. You know what my grandfather told me in one of his last conversations with me? Y'all might have
Only
to give
said,
me a couple of woos for that one. Y'all need to put some clips in the chat and woos for this one.
"Hey, go
I
with it."
don't I don't know if he knew his time was coming. He says it's gonna be your turn to lead the family now.
Oh man! Wow!
Well, there's nobody better to pass that torch
Kablam!
to, man.
Kablam! You can't get any better than that.
He says it's gonna be your turn to lead the family now. You're gonna have to be the rock. You're gonna have to be the foundation. You're gonna have to put people on your back. And what do I tell everybody? When you go to Mount Zion to hold summit with the Almighty, you shall never pray for a lighter load. You should always pray for a stronger back to deal with a difficult one.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Ain't that the truth?
How many people get to have men from their family, their grandfathers, their great grandfathers say it's your turn?
I've had it said to me, I fortunately have had it said to me before I lost my dad.
That's not unfortunate. That's not unfortunate. You know what it is? You know what it is, Snowman?
What's that?
Yeah, that's fucking fortunate. And don't you ever look at it any other fucking way.
Yes, sir.
Don't you ever to look at it any other way with disrespect to your father. Mm. Ugh. Man, I gotta wipe the tears off my eye right now.
No, leave him there. Let the let the lines keep ringing out, man.
Take that sip, man. I'll take that sip real quick.
Man, my uncle just had a drink, just a smidget of Pepsi and some VSOP.
And it
And I
better
said,
be
for
small
granddaddy.
hint of Pepsi.
I said, to granddaddy. And he said, to daddy. And suck and drank that shit down like men.
Fantastic.
Anytime. This is how much of
fantastic.
an honorable man my grandfather was. My father always had the issue with the in-laws, but he loved him some Roy. He said, man, when he heard his death, he said, I know. He said, damn, I love that man. I miss him already.
Yeah.
It was like having another father. He never judged them, even when they got divorced. Him and my mother got divorced. My grandfather still accepted him as his son. Excuse me, folks. I got to take a sip of this shit.
Go ahead, man. And I'm gonna do the same.
You think a motherfucker like me is worried about YouTube beef?
Nope. You should.
You know, shout out to Bit of Truth, aka Bay. When he texted me and he heard my live stream when I talked the truth about a possible WW3, and he said, "Dude, no live code." He says, "Do you really think that a man like you?" And Bay showed me what he bought. Guess what, Bay? I'm in North Carolina. I did the same motherfucking thing, my nigga. My nigga, I did the same mother. Wait till you see the pictures of what my granddaddy left me in the ammo and what I bought today. And my son was with me.
Can't wait, man.
I'm gonna put up a picture of how it started. The same picture I put up with him and my son. And you're gonna see him, my son, sharper than a goddamn katana. Sharper than a laser beam. Sharper than a goddamn laser beam. Right next to that fucking Carolina blue fucking casket. But you think I'm worried about niggas who ain't worried about me? Motherfuck them. What did Kendrick say? Motherfuck the big three. It's just big me.
Exactly.
See, let me explain this to you, brothers and sisters out there. It's one thing to call you the king. It's another thing being anointed the king.
Say that again for those of us in the cheap seats at the old Capitol.
Y'all want me to say that shit again, niggas?
Say it again for those of us in the cheap seats at the old Capitol Center.
What did my boy ODB say on Wu-Tang? To my niggas and my niggerettes. It's one thing to think you're the king, but it's another thing to be anointed the king. How many of your fucking family members said it's your time to lead the family?
I never had that luxury, unfortunately, man.
I've had that line said to me twice. Once by my dad, and proud I am to say this. The second came this weekend from Jody.
You know what was so honorable that my uncle did? Because that's his firstborn son.
Only thing you said about me was they got to get that speed pickup. Yeah.
He had more right to that 12 gauge shotgun and that 350 Magnum than I did because that's his direct dad.
Hmm.
You know what his uncle said? Nah, that's yours, kid.
That's what's up.
I love it.
That's yours, kid.
Holy fucking hell! It's so muggy here in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, it's muggy as shit here in Windsor, man.
You
Imagine that.
you still in North Carolina, Charles?
You goddamn right. We
Hey,
celebrate like a motherfucker.
fucking muggy the shit
Man,
up here.
man, we got a fucking man. I found out the liquor prices. When I go to Pennsylvania to buy magazines, them 30 round magazines, because you can't buy them in Maryland, they charge me like $30 to $35 a pop in Maryland and Pennsylvania. North Carolina, they charge me $18 a pop, and the dude actually kicked in my police discount.
Hey, Charles, drop a link the way you go in Pennsylvania to get your stuff, yo.
I'm gonna go. Matter of fact, you got my number, do you?
I don't believe so.
Motherfucker, you wanted a trusted few. I'm gonna put it in the back chat, nigga. Put both my numbers in there. Once I get back in town, I'm gonna go look it up and I'm gonna drop it to you. Because man, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. I wish Bay was up here because me, see, y'all don't understand a true brotherhood. Me, Bay, Snowman, Noir, BGS, and Lewis Collier talk offline. We email each other offline, message each other offline about real nigga shit, which you niggas really need to do. Some of the most important conversations don't happen on YouTube purposely. I'm gonna say that again for the niggas in the back.
Right.
The revolution will not be televised. The real conversations happen offline. Nobody say that shit again, Bay. He lived a long, prosperous life. Nobody can. Do you know that his nephews are in their 60s and 70s? And they bragged on how much they loved their Uncle Roy. I told them, imagine being directly related to the most genetically gifted motherfucker that you know. Imagine. Imagine.
Nothing like a granddaddy, man.
Imagine. It was because of him, my father, my godfather who passed away, my great uncle Joe. Well, my mother didn't even want me to wrestle. You know what all three of them say? Let that boy become a man. But what if he get hurt? Let him die on his sword. Don't take that. 4 championships later, a bronze medal internationally later, I'm here, nigga. I've been cashing checks and breaking necks and twisting arms up in knots for years. And I'm still here in Baltimore, like Bubba Smith used to say. It feels
Hey,
so
Charles,
good.
since you down there in Cackalack, tell them folks of yours to put that whole pig on the grill, man. Do some pig picking.
Nigga, you know what I might do? If I don't do it this week, I might drive down here sometime this year. Take that 300 blackout with that fucking laser sight and that holographic sight on it. Or I might take my 5.56 scope with the suppressor. All you're gonna hear is hit one of them fucking wild hogs, tie that motherfucker up, drag it on a fucking 4x4, Tell one of my great aunts, hit the fucking charcoal. We eating
Dog,
good.
that was the only time in my life, man, down in North Carolina, when I seen a whole fucking pig on the grill.
Mm. Best eating in your life, was it?
Called that shit pig picking.
Mm.
Baltimore people don't believe me when I tell them that shit, yo. I was like, yo, the whole ass pig. One no ribs and this and that. Nah, the whole pig.
You'll get some ribs eventually.
Yeah, you'll get to the ribs eventually. You'll get to the chops eventually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get to the chops. Go up
You'll get
there.
that
Matter of fact,
whole
matter,
pig on that motherfucker.
matter of fact, one of the neighbors behind my grandfather's house, they got chicken coops. My son took pictures of all the farmlands when we went to different counties. I shook hands with this, what I mean, southern white dude at the, and he says, "Well, you don't sound like you're from here." And his daughter, because I'm wearing my black Superman shirt, she was like, "I like your shirt." I said, "Sweetheart, I love your shirt too." And she was having My Little Pony. Oh, you talk
Dog,
about that southern hospitality.
people don't know how nice people are in the South, man.
And that's just the kid. She was like, "I like your shirt. I like your shirt too, sweetheart." This man walked to me, white dude, middle aged white dude, shook my hand, firm grip, walked me into the cigar, and he says, "Oh man." He says, "What you doing down here?" I said, "I had to bury my granddaddy today." He was like, "Oh man, go pick 5 more cigars."
Yeah, man, the South is good for that. I lived in
Our
Nashville
neighbors,
for years.
the neighbors across the street from my grandmother used to just bring a basket of fucking apples.
Mm.
Like once a month, they had a couple apple trees in their backyard and shit. That was my first time eating fried apples.
Oh yeah. When you got motherfuckers coming up to the house saying we love Rui. They were like, "That's your granddaddy," and all the cousins who probably met me for the first time. They were like, "Who kid you? Who kin to you?" I said, "That was my granddaddy." Oh, who's proud of you? Loretta's pudding. Oh yeah, okay. You put. Oh shit, I ain't see you since you were this small. Look at you, great big arms.
Who don't know, man? Southern hospitality. I remember people used to get mad at me because I used to always knock on the door before I came in their house.
Mm-hmm.
They would get mad. Why the fuck I gotta open the door for you, nigga?
I remember his wife yesterday when me and my uncle went to go get some food. I waited till my direct deposit hit. I spent over $112 to feed the whole fucking house. Some chicken with some greens with some dirty rice. God damn, that shit was hitting. With some mac and cheese. Oh my god, chicken the size of goddamn George Foreman's fist.
I miss North Carolina, man.
Man, and such pride. Do you know the look on my son's face when he looked at the land? I said,
Dog, it's a culture shock.
he
Hmm.
looked around and he said, "Do you know how big 300 acres is and counting?" My uncle said, if we leave Thursday, I want to show you the limits of how big the farm is. You haven't even seen the limits. You can't see the. It's so big you can't see it in one sitting.
And see, it sounds like your folks actually lived in the country. See,
Mm.
my folks was in what they call the city, but like I used to tell the North Carolina people, what y'all call the city is not the city I'm used to.
Oh no, Baltimore is way different.
Because my grandparents didn't live in Raleigh or Chapel Hill or what's the other shit, Durham, Fayetteville. They didn't live there. That's the actual cities in North Carolina. My grandparents lived in a small town called Oxford. And I used to tell them North Carolina boys, I'm like, dog, y'all call this shit the city. This is not the city I'm used to.
This is the suburbs.
It wasn't even the suburbs, bro. It was to me, it was the country. They actually had a main street. It was like some shit you see in a movie somewhere. It was like Main Street, and Main Street literally had the pharmacy, the post office, the dollar store. You know what I'm saying? Like that was Main Street. Like everything else was fucking grass and trees and bunny rabbits and
Like literally, Main Street was just a street.
yeah, Main Street. I mean, it was nothing but that. It was literally you had the like I said, the post office. They had some sort of sports store down there. Like Main Street was like from this corner to that corner, and that was that.
I met my uncle on the porch yesterday, looking at a damn lizard run up on the porch, eating flies and mosquitoes. Thank you, lizard. Had the dragonflies come out. Thank you, dragonflies. Eat the motherfuckers. And we looked at it across the street, saw a cat on the roof snatch a bird out of a tree. That's the South for you.
We had bunny rabbits. You see the rabbits, man, and
Boy, you got a 22 rifle. You eating good out this bitch.
no sidewalks, no buses,
None
not a
of that
lot of
shit.
traffic, not a lot of noise, not a bunch of niggas hanging out.
No. Listen to what the background is right now. Listen to the sound. You y'all hear that?
Yeah, nothing.
Exactly.
Sun go
Everybody
down,
waves at
everybody's
you.
in the house.
Everybody waves at you.
Everybody waves and speaks and is impolite if you don't.
Nope. You better
I used to
speak.
have people tell me that, like, hey man, why I always gotta speak to you first?
Exactly. You
Like,
gotta get
dog, I'm
rid of
from
that shit.
Baltimore. We not used to this.
You gotta get rid of shit. If you come down here, you gotta get rid of that Baltimore shit quick.
And you have to accept people's food. You come
Yeah.
in somebody's house, hey man, you want a plate?
Yeah.
It's impolite to say no, I'm not hungry. No thanks, I'm not hungry.
Very impolite. And
I've
if you
had
don't
people
eat it
pull me to the side about that shit. Like, hey man, look, my mother was kind of offended. You ain't want to eat.
and then if you don't even eat it, the least you can do if you're not gonna eat it there, you better take that plate with you.
I remember somebody's mother did that to me. It was like, well, look, I'm gonna wrap this up. You take it home. Just bring
Mm-hmm.
my plate back.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know, man.
I've been on the porch. I've been on the porch since fucking Saturday night. My uncle said, "You not tired yet?" I said, "You know how many times Granddaddy went back and forth from Windsor, North Carolina, and never got tired? Shit, I had to. I was so emotionally distraught. I had to wait till I slept out of exhaustion.
Man, I miss them road trips, man. Going fishing, you can just find a water hole anywhere. You don't need no license, no nothing. You just find, country boys, they find some damn pond somewhere. Go
God
fishing.
forbid. And somebody moonshining.
Oh yeah. You had to be plugged in, but you knew that moonshine was somewhere.
That's right.
You got
And it's
women out
you
here.
will find.
You got women out here. You got a woman like that combing my grandfather's hair in a casket, and you can't even find a bitch to fucking respect you. Man, fuck all that.
And
That's
what
why I
and what
started
I liked
walking your way
about
through it, man.
what I liked about how even the street dudes, they still had some sort of credibility with them. Because I remember it was 3 drug hubs in town, and they would always keep the kids out of there. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, the barbershop I used to go to was right around the corner from the pool hall. So if me and my friends we walk into the barbershop and we just so happened to stop, we a couple feet away from the pool hall, we just talking. You would have adults come out that pool hall and say, "Hey, what y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
Get from around here."
Different around here. Y'all get now.
Old school shit, man.
Yeah.
You want to tell me Now, you know what made me sad last night? I had to cuss this one chick out I was talking to. Go and tell me after viewing the wake and having all the emotion come out and people crying, seeing such a great man in that casket. And she gonna tell, well, you gotta understand, I'm a single parent and I'm working and I'm paying bills. And I told her on the phone, I said, what the fuck you telling me this for? What the fuck do you think I'm doing? You can't use that trope on me. That kryptonite does not work on me. You gonna tell me some shit like that, and I just saw his wife comb his hair while he's in a fucking casket? Bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Whether you physically in my face or technologically in my face. See, women like that makes it a hard standard for these bitches now, man.
Back then, women understood the long game. You stayed with a man even though times was difficult. You stayed with a man even though he might have cheated on you. That man might have had a whole ass family on the side.
If
You
he's handling
accepted
his business.
a man's imperfections and shit. Nowadays, like you said, you can't get a broad to lift a finger for you.
Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
To comb your hair when you're in a casket. Do you know how perspective changing that is?
Mm-hmm.
God knows when I set foot back in Baltimore and I rested a day or two, I'm gonna be on this motherfucker like 7 days ablaze. You think that the gynocracy heard something before? My God, my God. What I'm gonna say, I'm going to like I'm I'm gonna make Kevin Samuel seem like Santa Claus.
Oh shit.
I promise you, my faithful few subscribers, I'm gonna have to stop these tears one day. It's not today though, because those are tears of joy.
Yep.
How loved are you when your wife combs your hair in a fucking casket? And I'm supposed to settle for less than this
Mm-hmm.
on his birthday. I don't know if he had a vision that he was gonna be with the ancestors, but when he said it's your time to lead the family, God, that shit hit me just now. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm. He accomplished his mission, though. That's the main thing, Charles. Just remember
Yeah,
that. He
yeah,
accomplished his mission.
yeah.
The blessing is
Think
he got
about that.
92 years to do it.
Think about that. He didn't have to be a millionaire. He didn't have to be no 6 figure nigga. He didn't need no degree. He didn't need to be flashy, even though his Cadillacs were always smooth than a motherfucker. He just had to be him. And when he was in his casket, when he was no longer with us in the physical, but only in the spiritual and the mental,
Mm-hmm.
and your wife combs your hair and kisses you and wipes and put the tears running down from her face to his. What does Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, always say from the Fantastic Four? Flame on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna flame motherfuckers left and right. You can't show me like that and not change my perspective. Matter of fact, that changed me to such a point that it's going to make me go harder in the paint. When she sat at his casket, lips pressed against his forehead for 5 straight minutes, kissing him, crying, and you can't even get a broad to make you a plate. I promise you. God damn, I promise you. Oh, man. I promise you. When I saw that, I'm going to flame you, broads. And I'm going to flame you, some niggas, like never before. Remember the Superman movie? When Superman was sick in Superman 4?
Mm-hmm.
And he was dying and he had to go back to the Fortress of Solitude and he was born anew. God damn it. When Solar Man plowed him into the fucking moon and he just saw the sun and he saw the earth and it revitalized him. Yeah, I don't know the fucking stripe. I am I am going full frontal war on you Simpson hoes.
Like Jack Reacher said, they wanted this.
They you force my hand to see a woman kiss a man in his casket for 5 straight minutes, tears running down her face. And I'm right there with her. She asked me to stay with her. I was fine being a pallbearer. But she's like, no, I need you right now. Hell, even he probably said she needs you.
Yep.
There is, there is
When you
no
got
fucking there is no fucking way that can go unavenged, unaccounted for. And you broads are gonna come off and say we need a certain type of what? A certain type of who? I have no words for you. While I'm in Windsor, I have no words. When I'm well rested back home in Baltimore, I'm gonna walk a fucking Apache war dance on your asses. You think I'm worried about some nerdy little nigga who will not even be named? Nigga, tell me with that type of respect. You probably don't even get it now. It will not go unavenged. You will not say that you're this type of woman when I just saw what a real woman would do in front of my fucking eyes. What what type of energy do you think that would give me, fellas?
Good spiritual energy. Hope.
Do you think I can allow the spiritual energy of my grandfather and his wife? Even the pastor said they were so connected that he could just look at her and she knew what time to get in the car. You would see him. What she say? When you see me, you see him, and when you see him, you see me. He was so well respected. His sisters-in-law kissed him in the casket. When the fuck do you see that? When? Just fucking when do you see that? I gotta change my avatar. I'm on this type of shit. And for those of you, I'm gonna put it in single mode if you can't see it. I'm on this type of shit. I'm on this type of shit. I'm on this shit. I'm on this shit. That's the type of shit I'm on. Y'all know who, if you read the comic, you know what type of shit I'm on.
I saw a video recently of a black woman already homeless living in her car, and the engine just went out again. She had some sort of Kia, and she was bitching and saying how that she don't know what she's gonna do because she's already living in the car, and so like once it gets in the shop, she don't know where she's gonna live. And I remember, and I was watching the video, and she's crying and shit, and I'm just saying to myself, "Hey man, this is the single independent black woman."
This is matter of fact. I'm gonna show you what type of. I'm gonna show you what type of shit I'm on. I'm gonna show you what type of shit I'm on. Pay attention to that shit right there. Enlarge it if you can see it.
Then I saw this tweet of this black chick saying how she lost her job and she's about to lose her apartment. And I retweeted it and I said, 50-50 don't sound too bad now, do it.
50-50 sounds like a hell of a deal.
This is why I don't have sympathy when I see this shit, because they just refuse. How is that even an argument? Why I got to go 50-50 if I'm living with a man? I'd rather live by myself. Okay, great. Go right ahead. Rents have gone up. Interest rates have gone up. Food prices have gone up. Gas prices have gone up. You black women still out here pretending that you have a greater way. You have some better way to do things. You have a better way than what the previous women in your family did. You have a better way. When are you going to understand? Our ancestors already gave us the blueprint to how to do this shit. So at this point, most black women are just hard-headed. They just don't want to listen. So why should I feel sorry for you when I see you getting set out? And we in this space, we was talking about this a year ago. Like my grandma used to say, hard head make a soft ass.
Oh, I just got finished telling somebody that shit yesterday. There's a Bible verse that says, and I quote, "Though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, though I offer my body to be burnt, but I do it not without charity, it offers me nothing." For those of you, hopefully you enlarged it, that's T'Challa with the Sword of Omens. I'm
Talented
on some
movie.
shit. I'm on some shit. Y'all don't understand. I'm on some new shit. Okay. On that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Scorched earth. Scorched
You
earth
wanted it
policy.
this way.
I'm on that shit. Yeah. I'm on some shit. Say what you want. The DC Extended Universe was not about that feminism.
And what a lot of these black women don't understand when they bitch about patriarchy, and I've said this before, most societies on the planet Earth have a legit patriarchy. Western civilization don't have patriarchy anymore. And that's the problem you see in Western culture.
I'm
Patriarchy
on.
keeps you from being homeless. Patriarchy keeps you from being a single mother. Patriarchy is why Asada Shakur still has her freedom. You
The
black
dream
women
of
today that want to bitch about patriarchy, you've never seen it, especially these new bitches. Generation Z, you was born in 2002 and shit. You don't know what patriarchy is. You've never seen it.
you are saying who's the patriarch. I'm on that shit.
And they're the very women bitching about black men, divestors and shit. Yeah, you black men don't do this and that. Well, you say patriarchy is a fucking problem. You can't have it both ways.
I'm on that shit. You see what that you thought T'Challa was a motherfucker by himself. Imagine if he got his hands on a fucking sword of omens. What's up, Corey?
They always want somebody to come rescue them once they fail. Just like the video I was watching with the chick in the car. I'm looking at the face, just on the face. I couldn't really see the body or nothing, but I'm just looking at the face card and I'm like, okay, you're not even, I wouldn't even say you're an ugly chick. Why don't you have a man?
Do you
How did
know?
you let it get to this point that you're living in your fucking car?
Do
Something
you
got to be
know?
wrong with your vagina, right? I mean, something, right?
Do you know what my
Because how does it get to that point?
Do you know what my step grandmother was so proud of? He said that 8-shot 357 was his baby. He says, "Yeah, I used this shotgun to go hunting, but this is to protect you, baby."
Well, hell, last time, Charles, I was telling you about my grandfather. He couldn't even fucking read, but he had a wife and kids. And
Did she?
my grandparents was married, what, 60 years? Never separated, never divorced.
Tell you, man.
That woman can marry a fucking illiterate man,
And
and that
still pull it
illiterate
together.
man could hold down a fucking job for 50 fucking years almost and never took a sick day, and the union had to step in and make him take a fucking vacation. And you got black women today having podcasts debating on whether or not they're too good for the Cheesecake Factory.
Let's even go further than that. You have podcasts where bitches are debating if they're safer with a bear.
know
I
what?
had a bitch say that on Facebook, and I saw the message. I said, this got to be the most idiotic fucking shit I've ever seen. Well,
But
and then she
even
tried
more
to.
idiotic is the fact that other women will blindly follow that stupid shit. Yeah, you right, girl. I'd rather live with the bear too.
Go ahead. Guess what? I'm in North Carolina right now. Guess what type of animals are on the family farm right now?
Black bears.
Yep. And guess what they have? And guess what they have by their door? Guess what my great aunts have by their door and by their bedroom door?
Guns,
Shotguns.
axes,
Well,
machetes.
yep. The only reason they're single, well, they're not single because their husbands passed. They completed the mission. The mission was what? Till death do you part.
Yep.
How the fuck do you? How does a woman? Wait. Let's put this in perspective. You're a woman, and for all the things that everybody wants to keep telling me about black women, the black woman is God. Black women are the pillars of the community. We're the most educated. All the shit. And on top of all of that, you have a vagina between your legs.
And your butt.
And you end up living in your fucking car.
You got what men covet the most. That
You
tells you how much. That tells you how much you truly suck.
you talk about poor pussy management. Excuse my language.
You know my
You have a
grandmother.
vagina.
My grandmother used to tell my aunts when they were younger, and my aunts used to tell me the story. She said, "I'm not trying to tell you how to be whores, or I never raised you to be a whore, but a dry wild and a wet pussy, no sense does it ever make. You gonna lay up with a nigga and he can't even afford to pay for food and your groceries, can't pay a bill. That's just stupidity. Somebody's playing some good ass GTA."
It's me.
It's Charles. You remember the early 2000s when everybody in the hood was debating about who's a thug and a fake thug because everybody was running around pretending to be thugs and gangsters and shit. So the real
Mm-hmm.
gangsters had to G check you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we see today with black women. What we have today is a bunch of half-ass, part-time prostitutes,
Pretty
fake
much.
prostitutes.
And they're not
You,
even good at it.
you talk a good game on the internet, but in reality, you're really not selling ass. What you're doing is just dealing with a bunch of guys and seeing which one can buy you something to eat, basically. And then you get on the internet and you embellish that shit. Either go be a fucking prostitute for real, or just or get a job, one or the other. And by the way, your job ain't cutting it. This is why we're seeing so many black women getting evicted. And you never see other black women call these bitches out on this shit. You know, like how the real gangsters was calling out the fake gangsters. Nobody calls these bitches out and say, look, stop pretending to be a prostitute. You're not doing it. If you are doing it, you're not doing it well. You need to go hook up with that fucking guy at the post office that likes you and just get with that guy. At least you won't live in a fucking car. Black women have been convinced that they are better off without a guy. You got broads talking about truck drivers.
You got broads talking about wild animals will treat them better than men, than human beings. These are the same bitches who say you won't break my soul. But guess what? Inflation did. High gas, high rent, high bills, high mortgage did. I even asked the
Nope.
girl I was talking to yesterday, would you work as many hours as you do as a school teacher, as a PE teacher, and as a driving school, you're waking up 4 o'clock in the morning to get to work by 7:30, 7:45. Then you're doing the driving school after school. You don't get in the house till damn near 7, 8. Would you do all these hours if you were married? And if you tell me yes, you never plan to get married.
You're fucking lying.
Because
Oh,
first of
they'll
all, if I
do it.
was
They
your
just
man,
wouldn't like it.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like, yeah, they'll do it. They just won't like it. But again, pride and ego. They got to make. They got to maintain. They have to maintain that pride and ego. And I'm like, well, if you want to do that, that's fine. But that's the trade off. The question is, how much suffering are you willing to do? You don't even have to do that. And
What does
this
BG
is coming from a guy who has no desire to marry. So
what does BGS always say about Thomas Sowell? The one
yeah,
thing he agreed with Thomas Sowell, there are no answers, just trade offs.
yeah, no solutions, just trade offs.
Trade offs. And
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 I've been
guess
trying to
what?
get chicks to understand that. Oh, go ahead, man.
I'll finish the statement. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I tried like I got homegirls and stuff, man, and I definitely put on to information like this. They good people, man. I look out for them, but I tell them it's like, look, man, if you know you really not cut out for this type of stuff, don't do it, man. You're not built for it, you know. And it's like you think you about to be out here playing in these streets at 50. Let me tell you something. It ain't nothing out here. It's like you think you about to break up with your dude or whatever, and especially at our age. I'm like, you think you about to break up with somebody and be out here in the streets like we see what happened to Tia Mowry? I'm like, all right. And I make the joke, but I'm dead serious. I'm like, you gonna fuck around and be fucking with niggas like me? Friends with benefits only.
You ain't gonna get nothing but hard dick and a way to get out.
It's
Oh, wait.
never it's never it's never an end game with black women. They just think they can just go on forever. I mean, just look at Pink Pill.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, well.
She's in her 50s. She's still dyeing her hair. Come on, bitch. We know the grading kicked in 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now, now she can't push swirling anymore because she's been divorced. And from what I'm hearing, she's the one paying alimony. Now I don't, I can't prove that, but that's just what I've heard on these YouTube streets. So now she's pushing, oh, you can still date when you're 50.
That's all you can do.
50. 50.
You're somebody's
Yeah.
grandmother.
I was having this
Dog,
talk the
I'm
other
a
day.
man and I'm not, let me tell you something. If me and my wife was to ever get divorced and I'm 43 years old, I'm not dating shit. There's no dates after this. It's I'm gonna bust a nut.
No.
You can hang out with me, but all of that dating shit and all that, I'm not doing any of that.
No. I'm not
Those
courting.
days are over, dude.
I'm not courting.
And none of that. It's no flowers. I'm not opening your fucking door. None of that shit. It's none of that.
I'm gonna tell you what. Yesterday was my wake up call. I'm not even being semi what is it shivering. When she combed my grandfather, do y'all know what that did to me? Do I need to explain what that shit did to my soul?
No.
Nope. I want each person on the panel right now to try to explain what that did to me when I saw that.
It showed you what really mattered in life.
When she
showed you
told
what
the
true
funeral
love
director, I need a comb.
It showed you, true dedication, true companionship, true loving somebody for who the fuck they are. All that man had to do was be a fucking man. Like you said, nothing else. Didn't have to be a flashy man. Didn't have to be a rich man. Just a fucking man.
That
And
shit
we
made me
have
want to.
several generations of black women who don't appreciate fucking men anymore.
That shit almost made. If I wasn't the person who's supposed to be strong for everybody else, that shit almost made me cry. And I'm as hard as fucking Project Steps.
Oh, I
When she
told you.
kissed her.
Even if you did,
Oh,
man, I mean, shoot, that's
I told
something
you.
for shedding tears over. You know what I mean?
that
I
shit. I
don't.
had to go outside. I had to go outside the funeral home, take several deep breaths. Shit. That shit. That shit
And
made me.
you're gonna have a
Go
lot of
ahead.
black women. They're not gonna have that at their funerals. They're gonna have a bunch of bastard kids. Maybe all of the kids show up at your funeral. Maybe not. And that's that. I'm seeing this shit.
Think about it. This man had his great grandson at his funeral. A great grandson who we vividly interacted with. Never had dementia, mind still sharp, barely had gray hairs.
I just
I
don't understand.
swear,
I just don't get it, man. I'm just not seeing it.
I swear to everything that I am, what I was, and what I will be. I swear on the newly dug grave of my dear departed grandfather, I'm gonna come so fucking when I'm done here. When I'm done here, and when I get back to Baltimore well rested, I promise you, I'm on bullshit. I'm on bullshit. You know what that means in Baltimore when somebody says that, right?
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
I'm on bullshit. I go ahead. I dare one. I am merciless. I will tell you personally, the first bitch, the first simp come on my shit. I'm gonna tell you if you're looking for mercy, there is none. Only thing I know is war. The god of war has been reawakened. You bitches can't tell me what the standard is when this man's sister-in-law's kissed his forehead. This man's sister-in-laws and my mother and my uncle and myself took the lint roller to roll his fucking suit clean. I put a white gold bracelet on my grandfather's wrist in his casket. White gold.
Speak on the divestors that's been getting chopped up lately.
I put a white gold bracelet on my grandfather before they closed the casket. I told him, wait, I need this moment. Think about that. I put a $500, damn near $600 bracelet of white gold on him that is buried with him. How many motherfuckers could say I got that type of love? How many people said, I'm going to fix your tie? I'm going to comb your hair.
Yep.
Took lotion out of her bag just to put it on his face.
Mm.
What did General Patton say? It is disrespectful to mourn such men when they pass. You should thank God that men like this lived. You know what I had to call? I had to call. I didn't tell nobody this story. I had to call my godson, who's back at the house in Baltimore. And I told him what Shorty said, and I told him what my grandfather's wife did. And I said, at that stark moment, I realized I will never see that.
Hmm.
You think that I'm going to be merciful? I don't have mercy anymore. All I have is rage and war. Not because I want to, because I have to. You bitches talking about cheesecake. The fuck, that man had fucking 5 women fixing his suit while he was in a casket. That man got more respect in those few moments at a wake than most men get in their fucking lifetime. And you telling me I'm supposed to be happy, happy wife, happy life? Bullshit.
Like Smart said, man, a happy man is God's plan. I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, cool. I like that. See, I used to get cats. I knew cats that would say happy wife, happy life. I used to say, guess what? No wife, no strife.
Mm-hmm.
Try that one. Of course, I get met with pushback and all that, but I'm like, okay, and well, you already know I'm not getting. Y'all know I'm not that. I'm not that type. I'm not the marriage type.
Do you know
I
how
admit it.
respected my grandfather was? My cousin, who's the oldest grandchild, drove my biological grandmother, his ex-wife now, and even she had to pay her respects to this man.
Mm.
Do you does that paint a picture of how well respected this man is?
Absolutely. No
And
matter
you
what
think
lives he
I'm
touched. Yeah. Go ahead.
and
I'm
you
sorry.
think
Go ahead.
and you think I'm worried about some bullshit YouTube beefs? You think I'm worried about some bitch who want to argue about it's safer to be with a bear? Argue about not being taken to the Cheesecake Factory? Bitch, you lucky that I acknowledge you to be human. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Do y'all hear me? Are you fucking serious? You're right, babe. It's demon time. It's demon time. It's time to flame these hoes. Fuck all this shit. You getting unbridled rage. As soon as I post this shit, as soon as I post this shit right here, y'all know what's up.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Let me go back up for a minute. As soon as I post this shit here, y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's up. I'm gonna be walking on motherfuckers like that. I won't even look at you directly. I'll let her handle my small work.
Mm.
Full force frontal in your face like a Kamehameha. Surfboarding on your bullshit. You telling me that this man literally had a woman comb his hair. He's about to be put in a grave. When a nigga is doing 8, 16, 20 hours of work, can't even get a fucking hot plate when he come home. Not even a plate in a microwave. Go pick up some food.
Yep. Again, that's the environment. That's the environment these days, man. I just tell guys now, I'm like, adapt to the environment. Do it how
You're
you know.
right,
Do
LAPD
you?
SWAT. Go ahead,
Hey.
finish. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just saying, dude, you do you, man. It's like, I tell cats, I'm like, you do you. But my advice to you is adapt to the environment. If
Mhm.
you can exercise the blue book protocol, great. Go for it. If you can't, you figure out the best way to get it done and handle it from there.
Yeah. What's up, Chaos? I'm prepared to get pissed off. Oh no, 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 no. If you fucks with me and you on my side of the tracks when it comes to the YouTube channels, we on bullshit. I'm gonna say some of the most scathing shit I can think of. And guess what? Some of these fucking podcasts, I might not even curse, but it's gonna be harsh and it's gonna be true. His sister-in-law kissed his forehead. His daughter-in-law, his his step grandkids, his daughter, his son. Mm.
Hey Charles,
Enjoy. Yep.
how you doing, man?
Hey, how you feeling? Celebrate 92 years. We gave him a good send off, and he's buried next to his mother, his father, his brothers, and his sister.
Mm.
There's three. I think there's three left remaining. He's buried on the family farm and the family 300 acres he's overseeing.
Mm.
That's how he wanted it, huh?
That's how he wanted it. That's how we wanted it. That's how God wanted it.
Amen
That's the
to
way to
that.
go.
Hey, I know I haven't been the most supportive person because I didn't know what to do, but I don't know, maybe I should call, maybe I shouldn't, but hey, I'm here
Trust me.
now.
Trust me. The
You
support
know,
you give is always. Guess what? It doesn't
always
matter if you
appreciated.
supported yesterday. It doesn't matter if you supported last week. The support is when you can get when you're able to give the support, and I appreciate it. And my family
That's
even
what's,
think. I may even have my uncle sitting out here before he went back in the house, and he even said thank you.
well, on behalf of
He's
my entire
literally
family.
named after my grandfather. He's a junior.
Oh, okay. Well, on behalf of my family and my entire clan, I just want to say my condolences to y'all. As we say in my mother tongue, it's not hakum, which means may you find closure to all of you. Of course, in reply, you're supposed to say amen.
Amen. And thank you. Especially the highly
Regardless,
Christian nature of my family. They would say that anyway.
yeah, especially because
It's,
well, it's just I know it's just like just how did everybody take it when you guys finally put him down under?
I'm going to tell you the best advice, Namer. Don't feel sad.
Mhm.
Smile.
I learned that a long time ago. Honestly, I learned that a long time ago
Do you know how,
because
I don't know if you were listening. Do you know how loved this man was?
you mentioned before actually how loved he
His,
was.
his wife, yesterday at the
And your
wake.
father, even like you mentioned your father, what did your father keep saying about him? I'm still gonna miss that motherfucker. Gonna miss
Yep.
that motherfucker.
Love that man. His wife, yesterday at the wake, told the director, the funeral director, go get me a comb,
Mm-hmm.
and combed his hair. and kissed his forehead for 5 minutes with tears running down her eyes.
He must have given her a happy marriage. He must have been happily married for a long time.
You know, my mother and my uncle told her, "Thank you for making him happy. Thank you for taking care of him." My uncle said some real red pill shit to me. He said when he was younger, he said he ran up to him, "I'm gonna leave your mother one day. Just letting you know. I'm gonna stay till your youngest brother's 18, and I'm out." And he finally found, my uncle's only wish was
What?
that I wish he found this woman sooner.
Yeah, well, but then again, we're all meant to meet each other when we're supposed to, not a moment soon. Sometimes it's,
Thank you, Ray.
it's beyond our
Thank you,
control.
Ray. Thank you, All Star. But when your wife combs your hair, his sister-in-law kisses his forehead,
Hmm.
and when I drive
Takes time.
back and I get
Hmm.
back and I'm rested,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna walk in a Patsy fucking war dance with any fucking gynocrat and simp. It is not gonna be fun.
I
Yeah.
swear, there are some people in this world. I mean, I'll admit there are a lot of folks in my own family who were blue pill as hell, and they sometimes ask me when you get married. I said, no, that time's passed for me. I had to even I even broke my own mother's heart when I told her the truth that I had no interest in getting married, and that given my circumstances, especially my own mental health issues and the fact that there's a genetic component in there, I told her not to expect any grandchildren from me.
Hmm.
So, and she understood why I did it because I said I want to have children, but I understand the circumstances and me being me and everything that goes with it. I don't think it's a good idea, especially in not my current circumstance, my current situation.
Every man knows where he is and where he's going
Yeah.
and where he's from. But to see that
Hmm.
and to have chicks tell me I can't go to the Cheesecake Factory,
Unless there's a good reason or something like that. I mean, I can go to I mean, personally, me, I can't even go to a cheesecake factory given, lactose intolerant and whatnot.
but the Cheesecake Factory just doesn't serve just cheesecake, it's regular food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
It's
true.
fine.
That's true. That's true. But you see my
But you're
point.
just,
If I see my
I
point,
know,
there's
I
you go
can
where you can
understand.
go where you can't. Yeah.
I
So, but if some
understand you
people are
can't.
just saying, but if some people are saying some shit like, I can't because of some misperception or because they have an overinflated value of self, that's a red flag right there. Just like the whole
Uh-uh,
cheesecake factory, because we understand what you mean by the cheesecake factory. I mean, yeah,
uh-uh,
and I'm putting the nuance into this because we have to put everything in proper perspective.
uh-uh.
So I hear what you're saying.
And I'm just thinking to myself,
Mm.
to see that type of love when you're in the casket,
Uh-huh.
I just went through a realization I will never see that. And you know what the scary part about that is, fellas? It's
What's
not
up?
men's fault.
It's
Women
not
have
what?
no dedication. It's not men's fault. Modern women have no dedication to you. You're just a tool to be used on a carpenter's belt.
Let me put it this way. I remember there was these memes I came across. Two of them were Bernie Macs. One said, And this is something I hit my father with. This is before he had a stroke and everything. When I got a chance to FaceTime him, I said, Dad, and I gave him this quote from Bernie Mac. I said, "It's a man's job to respect a woman, but it's a woman's job to give that man something to respect." He grinned at me. He nodded. He said, "That's very true, son. That's very true." The second meme went like this. It said, "Money attracts the girls you want. Struggle attracts the woman you need." But unfortunately, a lot of women saying, "I ain't down with struggle love." Here's the third one I'm going to give you. The meme is basically a caption. It's Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony sitting at a table with a chess set, and some of the pieces are missing. And the caption says, "If she doesn't understand the importance of protecting the king, she doesn't deserve to be the queen." People don't understand. Anybody who plays chess understands the queen can get replaced.
Yep.
Because if anybody plays chess, you take out your opponent's queen. What do you think is going to happen if one of his pawns makes it across the board?
Comes a new
That
queen.
pawn gets upgrades to a queen. In any
And it's funny.
kingdom, the queen is replaceable, but the king, Go ahead. Sorry.
I want to add to that actually regarding chess. It's just kind of something I was thinking about the other day. Like you said, one thing real quick, Kevin Samuels actually made recipe said something that was uniquely profound that I hadn't heard before. But it was like, who's the most powerful piece on the chessboard? He was asking a chick during the show, and she said the queen. And it's like, wrong. And she's like, how so? I don't understand that. And it's like, well, when does the game end? When the queen is captured or when the king is captured? I was like, exactly. The queen is nothing more than an extension of the king's reach. That's why the queen can move all around the board. Yeah,
Because she's
sure, the
under the
king can only.
protection of the king.
Exactly. The king
Yeah.
may only be moving one space in any direction, but his extension and his reach is reflected in his queen, is represented.
You got to remember,
Mhm.
when chess ends, here's the thing: when the queen just gets taken, all you got to do is move enough pawns, and you'll equal her again.
Exactly.
But when the king's taken, when the king's decapitated, it's over. Game over.
Yeah.
There's nowhere in the animal kingdom. What happens when a new lion gets in charge of a pride?
He kills the cubs. Or, sorry, he doesn't kill them. He permanently dispatches them. That's a
Dispatches
nice
the
way.
cubs, brings the
And
females in heat.
and if they're lucky, you banish them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sometimes those cubs, if they come to adolescence, have to flee the pride and flee to a nearby territory and end up in no man's land, especially if they're males in particular. Female adolescents get spared because those females can be bred when they come of age.
True. But yeah, I just always thought that, man. Every time I hear, "Oh, I'm a queen," and this, that, and another, it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Where's your rulership? I mean,
What
where's
it
your
Patrice O'Neill said?
when
Let
the
me
king?
caveat that with some Patrice O'Neill said
Oh, okay, go
particular.
ahead.
First of all, sometimes because he was raw as hell, like he said. But first of all, I had a woman. He said, He said, to the snowman, quote. I had a woman once look at me and said, "Man, you should treat me like a queen." I said, "Yeah, you're right. I should treat you like the queen. You know what the queen is? The king's bitch. All right. The queen is the king's bottom bitch." With that being said, he even emphasized by saying, and when things are all fucked up in the kingdom, you fix the king. When you fix the kingdom is all right. You fix the queen, it makes no difference because he's the king. You're the queen because I'm the king.
But they don't want to hear that because that's too much like right. And
Have you been
again,
listening to
you
Chris
don't want to be
Bass?
left. Hmm?
Have you been listening to Chris Bass? Because he always says that. That sounds too much like right. That
Oh
quote.
no, I just happen to say that a lot. Believe it or not, it's like that sounds too much. I used to say when I was working jobs and stuff, I would say that sounds too much like common sense. You
Too
know, when
much
you
like
have
common sense, too much like right. Yeah. Oh man.
yeah, it's
I
like
say too much like logic.
yeah, it's too logical. It's like
Makes too much
chaos,
sense.
panic, and disorder is what they want.
Logic and black
Women.
women in the same sentence. I mean, again,
Yep.
this is why we have the epidemic of black women getting evicted and being homeless.
Sheesh.
Because logic never fucking applies.
I once said this to a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine up here in the region. I seen pictures of her dad. Now her dad is blind in one eye. He was blinded in an accident when he was a kid. But you know, good man, has two daughters with a significant other. And there was something I once said to her mother. I said, and her mother like wears glasses, and I looked at her and said, "Ma'am, he may be blind in one eye, but there's one thing he has that your father and his father have. And sometimes that the women forget that we have." And she asked, "What is that?" Foresight. He may be blind in one eye, but he's got more foresight than you and your two daughters combined. By the way, I'm hearing an echo.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's me.
Yeah, that's cool. But like we said, too much like right, too much like logic. Anytime my mother wanted to do something, I'm sure my father was always there to put the brakes on it. Like, hey, whoa, 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 what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Because my father understood sometimes foresaw a lot of things. Fortunately, my mother learned restraint because she had her father in life teaching her the importance of being responsible and whatnot. But yeah, that whole thing about it sounds too much like right. I'm like, on the flip
See,
side, things sound too much like bullshit. That's the flip side of it. But as you were saying,
no, I was gonna say I've got and when like that, it sounds too much like right, man. I've gotten to a point now where I really don't waste a lot of time giving instruction and guidance to those that don't want to listen at this point, male or female. I'm more along the lines of, you know what, you got to bump your head at some point, and again, if you're gonna keep bumping your head at some point, you either gonna stop or you're gonna get a concussion. And I'm fine with it, to be honest. And I have some people that come to me consistently for advice, and I look at them like, you know what? Why don't you just stick your fork in the light socket again? It's got to work this time. Once I figure out you're not getting it and you just don't care to get it, you just want to keep fucking up and then complaining about fucking up. I'm like, okay, well, fuck up again. I mean, clearly your default nature is self-destruction. So who am I to get in the way of nature?
it's funny you say a fork in the socket.
Yeah, it's
No, it's funny
dude.
because I thought of something.
Hmm.
I come from Eritrea. Right next to us is Ethiopia, right?
Hmm.
And there's this traditional dance that the Ethiopians do, where it's like their bodies are gyrating, called the iskista. Somebody said, "How do you perfect that?" I said, "Oh, just stick a fork in the socket. You see what happens.
Yep,
Otherwise, you're gonna have to try to like take the Harlem Shake up a couple levels."
that makes sense.
So
That makes perfect. But yeah, it's like I try to tell guys that they get frustrated like with the girl and stuff like that. Man, I can't stand it, man. She keeps doing the same shit. Well, fuck it, let her keep doing the same shit. Again, if she want to let her keep messing up. At some point, she's got to get it right or not. But at the end of the day, as long as it's not negatively affecting you, stop worrying about it. Yeah, but she'll get mad. Okay, and then 5 minutes later, she won't be. So whatever. And
sometimes I just look at some.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes I just sit back and they see me. I'm like, oh no, it's okay. You got this. You got this.
Yeah,
And I'm just sitting there
remember.
watching. I'm just like, it's like, why are you watching me? Because there's nothing good on TV.
I just learned, man. Strong and independent, educated, empowered girl boss who's also a queen and a goddess. Fantastic. You know what? Cool. Can you help me with? Nope. Sure not. Can you help me? Nope.
Eh, this is why D12's song "Ain't Nothing But Music" is always potent. Because you might remember when Destiny's Child for the Charlie's Angels soundtrack had independent women, or
Mm-hmm.
independent woman.
Yep.
D12, when they put out their first album called Devil's Night, they had a song called Nothing But Music. It ain't nothing but music. And then a con artist said, to all you independent women in the house, hey, shut your tits and shut your fucking mother, shut your motherfucking mouths. And it was not to be misogynistic. It was able to tell you, knock it off. And on the flip, and speaking of music, songs that are very potent, like when TLC put out that song "No Scrubs."
Mm-hmm. That's a classic.
He's within a matter of months, was it weeks or months, put out the response called "No Pigeons," and "No Pigeons" was more accurate than a lot of the things they said.
Oh yeah, I remember No Pigeons. Good times, man. Even our
Ugh,
parodies were top tier. Mm.
it's just this, you look at all those, you wonder why is everybody. But just like what Charles said about his grandma, his grandfather's wife, she combed his hair and
Mm-hmm.
kissed his forehead with tears and eyes. First of all, how long were they married, Charles? Charles? I mean, this
I
dude's in
think he
like the
stepped
second.
away for a minute. He stepped away
Oh
for a
yeah,
second.
yeah, but you think about that. You think about that. That's a traditional woman, and
Since 2006.
Okay.
almost 20 years. That was 18 years. 18 years she gave him. 18 years they're together.
Yep.
17, 18 years. Okay. 17,
That's
18 years of marital bliss. Wait, your father, how long has he been married to his current wife?
2000s. My father.
Yeah, your father. Charles
At
Sr., how long has
least
he been
20,
married to his current wife?
at least 25. Been with her for 30, 25 married.
Now you see it right there, folks. You see it right there. Together 30 years, 25 married. So, what did they
My
recently celebrate their
grandfather.
silver anniversary?
My grandfather was married to my grandmother. They got divorced, and he did it the smart way. He got divorced. He served papers on my youngest uncle's 18th birthday tour.
Mm.
He and his current wife before he passed since 2006.
Yeah, 17, 18 years. I mean, but she had tears in her eyes when she kissed him. That's like, she gonna miss him, but
It's hard to
she,
tell. I swear to everybody, I'm going to go scorch earth.
what happened? Why you want
Scorch.
to get angry, first of all? What's going on?
When I saw that, there's no excuse these broads have to me.
Oh,
There's no more mercy. There's no more taking it on the chin. I don't want to hear none of these chicks who got 4 kids by 3 different men or 4 kids by one man, but he wasn't good enough for me. No. Why do you keep giving them babies?
I'm just glad
Because
nobody
I'm
bumped into Tony
emotional.
Braxton. She wasn't man enough for me, first of all.
When chicks can't tell you what they did wrong in a relationship,
They hide a lot. They hide.
Oh yeah.
well, when I tell people I'm on bullshit, I'm on bullshit. I'm about to chill out. Any last I might go to arts panel. But any follow closing thoughts?
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
crazy.
just a quick closing thought, man. Like, fellas, this environment, man, it's not conducive to what we had back in the old days, man, or even just when I was coming up. Things have changed so much that at this point, the only option you really have out here is to adapt to the environment. Whatever that means for you, whether it means just no marriage, whether it means, you know, leaving, getting out of here, whatever it is, man. The main thing is you make sure you find your peace or whatever brings you that peace and you stick with it no matter what. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Anybody next?
Oh, real quick, Charles. In the back chat, am I cool to go ahead and save those?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. Now I'll reach out to you when I get done, whenever we get done.
All right.
So
Good. All right, folks. Later.
Stay safe, Charles. Good night.